Okay, let me shut down Blender.
Yeah, that's why I get nervous when I have a bunch of apps.
Yeah, definitely don't have Blender running well.
Yeah, what the wait? You
Asshole.
just fucking blamed like Chrome for that shit. Even Google's like, come on, asshole.
Dude, Blender is nothing
Okay,
compared.
Chrome is a bit of a duke, I will say, but this is not one of those situations.
Like, sorry, rendering something in After Effects. Sorry, I don't know why my game's lagging.
Yeah, you can't. Sorry guys, I'm emulating MGO2 on my PC while I'm also recording this, so I might get I got some lag. How'd I get this lag? This fucking Chrome, man.
Must be notepad.exe.
That's Nitroid, everybody. That's how Nitroid operates his Windows desktop. He runs Blender rendering on top of emulating a PlayStation 3 on top of his web browser. And he can't open Audacity.
With 10 plus Chrome tabs open.
Yeah, and then Chrome tabs, and then he just blames it all on Chrome.
Yeah, but it is Chrome. I go into Task Manager, and it's like, oh, Blender's, 200 megabytes, and Photoshop is 150 megabytes, and Chrome is like 8 gigabytes.
Look. I'm not saying Chrome isn't awful, because I could have a whole episode on this. But you had a lot of shit going on. This isn't like your typical Chrome memory. Never mind. I'm stop.
If we do an episode about Chrome, we gotta call it the Chromecast.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. That's gonna get lost in SEO so fast.
Yeah.
Oh, Nitroid, Days. One more thing. Hey, I'm Fingers.
Hey everyone, this is Days Ahead.
And I'm Nitroid. You're listening to the Kojima Frequency.
All right, well, let's cut to the chase here. Two cool things happening this past week. One, it is the quote unquote, according to some folks, the de facto hero of Metal Gear Solid, Ocelot. His birthday was, what was it, last Sunday? Yeah, June 6th, last Sunday. I was on the road, unfortunately, so I didn't get to get lit, but happy birthday to him.
Yeah, welcome back. We missed you last week.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Hope you had fun.
I had a blast. Oh, man. And then it was actually the first birthday of this show, so...
Yeah.
We did it, everybody.
We were 2 days off.
Yeah.
It was like right before the actual anniversary. We were like, well, not technically, but by the time this episode will be out, it will be. And then next week it'll be too late. So it's an awkward anniversary. Yeah.
God, it's really weird to think that we've been doing this for a year now.
Yeah.
Time has no more meaning for me, so it's I more so count the episodes at this point.
Yeah. Because for a moment there, I was like, wait a minute, there are 52 weeks in a year. And how many episodes do we have? Because we took some breaks, and it confused me for a minute. But this has been a lot of fun this past year. And I've just really enjoyed doing it with you two. And it's nice to have a soapbox where I can complain about things. So that's very important to me.
Yeah, it's fun listening to you rave and rant about this shit.
Yeah, no, it's been a pleasure, honestly. You guys have been everybody from, the two gentlemen I'm talking to right now to the people, well, it's like one person right now. What's up? To the people in our live transmissions, to, everybody who is just a fan. I don't know. You guys have made this past year tolerable. And I mean that in the best way possible.
Yeah, definitely big shout out to all the guests that came on and, took time to sit down and bullshit Kojima and Metal Gear and whatever else with us.
Yeah, it's so weird. I've followed some of you guys for like years now. And now I get to talk to you. And it's been amazing, so.
Yeah, we got a pretty big guest lined up for next week, so definitely stick around and stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I still can't believe that.
No, when you do that, though, it's like, oh, I love the twist at the end of this movie. and it's like, shit, now I know there's a twist. I don't know.
I spoiled it. It's going to be a big episode.
So it's interesting because I feel like the biggest asshole in the world, because I remember Nitroid specifically messaging me to say, hey, the Summer Games Fest like opener or whatever is coming, or do you guys want to like stream or whatever? And I'm like, look, man, I'm more excited to be delivering these deliverables in my job than to watch this, because I didn't expect anything. So I have it on in the background, and then I look on Twitter and I see Kojima and like a Zoom call. And then I feel like the biggest asshole because I missed like raw, pure content, not like stupid rumor articles, like actual Kojima content. So yeah, that was really exciting. I'm sorry, by the way. I'm gonna try to stream more, by the way, guys.
It's all good. I'll tell you that. I mean, we've talked about Death Stranding. I'm actually really interested to see what's going to be in the director's cut. Usually when Kojima double dips, it's really, really interesting.
Yes, we're getting fucking Death Stranding subsistence, man.
Exactly.
Can you believe it?
I'm really confused as to why he calls it a director's cut, though, because that implies he didn't have full creative freedom on the original?
I mean, it's not the first game to have a director's cut. I mean, we had a Resident Evil director's cut. I don't know if that necessarily was because of that, or it's just like, hey, this is like how I actually wanted to do it had we had more time, maybe.
Right.
Or
maybe.
I don't know, maybe it's just new shit he thought of like since.
It's I like to make it akin to some of the director's cuts that I like appreciate in my life. Like for instance, the Blade Runner director's cut, for example.
That's probably the best version.
The theatrical one has the narration. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I would imagine that, you know, despite the fact that Ridley Scott was able to convey, you know, his story, for some reason there's probably some some meddling that made him get the Harrison Ford narration. But with that being said, you know, I feel like after the popularity of Blade Runner, and I might be getting this timetable wrong, but after the popularity of Blade Runner, they were comfortable with financing like a director's cut. So I feel like it's the same situation here. I don't know. I wasn't in the boardroom with Sony and Kojima, but I'm like you said, I'm really excited for whatever this cut content is. I'm really excited. I'm not sure if it was just a Shadow Moses reference or not, but I'm really excited about the interior stuff because like it was really aesthetically pleasing, but we didn't get a lot of it in Death Stranding, which was the point, but I would still like to actually like play and see more of it.
Yeah, and you know, the idea of adding new environments, new missions, new mechanics, God knows what else he's going to add now that he's got free reign, that's an interesting conversation. What's not an interesting conversation is the suggestion that because this trailer had references to Metal Gear, that means we're getting a remake.
Yeah.
It was...
And stop me if you've heard this one before.
It's sad too. Oh god. Well, it's sad in face value too, but it's sad in a sense that it's like it almost feels like it's taking away from, you know, how endearing that it was.
Yeah, because it was definitely like just a straight up like homage, like
Yeah.
to everything that was in the past with it. The oranges, the box.
No, I love the oranges.
The vents, the Alaskan field mice.
The fact that Sam, like the little subtle things, like the fact that Sam treats the box how like my cats treat boxes rather than how like Snake treats a box.
Yeah.
Like the box says like handle with care, and he just puts it back on the shelf, and he like puts reverence to it, and then just walks on with his life, and it's cute and it's great. And then like bloggers are trying to make it some sort of clickbait, and it's killing me.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like the easiest thing to interpret ever. He's putting it on the shelf. Take good care of this.
Right.
Like,
take handle with care.
And I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, that was Fragile's slogan to begin with, but it's there for. It's very prominent. Like, come on.
Precisely, and also I'm hoping that it hints, also double meaning, hints more to, like, getting into the nitty gritty with Fragile. But who knows? Like, it'll be interesting to see where they go with it.
Yeah, I don't know if they actually like brought the voice actors back in and got new dialogue, or if it's just going to be like new text or like emails that they send out, or what. I'm not sure how much we're going to get as far as content goes.
Yeah. I think I tweeted this, but I'm gonna repeat it. It'd be fucking sick if you could deliver shit to Tom Olson.
That's not gonna happen.
Man.
I would cry if it did. I would openly weep. But that's not gonna happen. I do think that the voice actors probably came back and did something. I know he's been having those conversations with Hartman's voice actor. They've been having conversations, and it just wouldn't surprise me if they got them back for just little bits here and there.
Yeah, and voice is one of those things that you can just you could send in and they can kind of clean up.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, most voice acting is literally dialed in now.
Yeah, it is funny too. I saw that there's the modder Frankenstein Kappa 1. He got the fragile box already modded into the Phantom Pain, so you can just you can sneak around on that box now. So
Oh, that's funny.
yeah,
I'm still waiting for somebody to mod Snake into Death Stranding, though.
has that not been done?
It hasn't been done. I thought it was going to be done like day one, but nope.
Get on it, people.
Okay, so I'm assuming this is going to be on PlayStation 5, right? And I'm hoping, praying to God, that it's on PC. With that being said, it kind of motivates me to get a PlayStation 5 because I'm kind of thinking about the shit that they can do with the haptic feedback. Like, can you imagine, like, the walking mechanics with the PS5
Lord.
DualSense?
I didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
That's definitely going to be something they take advantage of. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is only PS5 for now. That's all it's confirmed for. But
Yeah.
yeah, people's index fingers are going to get buff.
I can't imagine they would keep this on PS5 permanently, though. I mean,
Yeah, maybe not permanently. Yeah, but
I would get them not pushing it to PS4, but PC?
The PC version of Death Stranding is like fucking phenomenal. And if the content in this game is great, I mean, it would be an injustice if we didn't get to see it on PC. Not that I'm saying the PlayStation 5 is bad.
did the PS4 ever get the PC stuff too that was released, or was that exclusive?
It did.
Yeah, it was eventually patched in.
It got most of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it got the Half-Life stuff, like the gravity
Yeah.
gloves. I could be wrong about that. I actually have not gone back and checked since they released those. Because I got the PC version.
The different difficulties and stuff though, that's out on
Yeah.
PS4 now.
Right. Yeah.
That is, and yeah, they added the photo mode as well. But once I got the PC version, that's kind of where I stuck.
Yeah, I mean, director's cut. I don't know. It could come to PS4. I like the thing that really makes me think that they would want to do that is how many PS5 owners there are. It's like, why wouldn't they want to take advantage of this and push more copies out and make it more available? But
They gotta sell them consoles, man. Sony's like, let me slip you this this Hamilton, but it's like Hamilton times one like kajillion. And
You know,
wasn't God of War the new God of War supposed to be PS5 only, and now they're making that available for PS4 as well?
yeah. I
Yeah.
haven't caught up with that, but yeah, it's a weird situation.
I mean, I think it's a smart move just for like availability's sake, because there's still tons of people that do want a PS5 that just you can't get one. So it's like
Yep.
it seems like the limit, like it's at its cap right now.
and most of the people who own them are scalpers.
Yeah,
Good luck.
most are still in their boxes.
And I'll tell you one thing I'm wondering, and this is kind of going back to what sort of changes they're going to add in a director's cut. I wonder, and I'm pulling this out of thin air, but I wonder if they'll lean into multiplayer, like proper multiplayer. Can you imagine how that would go? Like, I almost worry that this would wander into like co-op mechanic territory if you had to like have two people carrying a box and coordinating their efforts.
Oh boy,
Oh
Yeah.
man, that'd be sick.
But
I was
that
just-
would also be a lot of fun.
we're going left. We're going left. We're going left. Now turn with me. God damn it! it's like moving a couch simulator.
Yes.
I was just excited about possible like enhanced stranding mechanics, but you just took it to like a whole nother level.
I would love some proper multiplayer because, the whole strand system thing, I never really got the feeling that I was actually connected to any other player. It all, like, it was obfuscated too much, I would say, where these things that would pop up in my world, I never really got the feeling that it was anything other than sort of randomly generated, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like it's an algorithm.
Yeah.
Rather than like somebody
yes.
trying to help you.
Yes, exactly. It felt extremely algorithmic, and I would like to actually feel like I'm cooperating with other people, if that's sort of the central thesis of the game.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And two, like people kind of always left stuff at like particular places too. Like it was kind of like predictable. Like, yeah, somebody's going to leave a ladder around this like area right here. Or there's going to be a generator like for me to recharge like around here somewhere between A and B. So
yeah, it was always the same construction pieces with different names.
Yep.
And so I never really felt connected.
To be fair though, like it was kind of cool. Well, I thought it was a blessing to have my life saved by Big Boss Boner 69XX. Like that was a very unique experience. No, I have a folder. That I've been working on, and when I get back into Death Stranding again on PC, I'll work on it still again. That's like a bunch of like funny ass Death Stranding names that I found over time. Additionally, I think the first thing I found like Stranding thing was like I had just finished watching Better Call Saul for like the 50th time. And the first thing I see is like Howard Hamlin giving me a ladder. And I just imagine like him being like, "Hey, so have you thought about that job, Sam?" For anybody who plays or who watches Better Call Saul. But also Abby did nothing wrong. That was a name I saw. That was pretty good.
So on the subject of the Summer Games Fest, I bet you're excited because they have more to the Dark Pictures anthology.
Yeah.
I know. Hopefully the monsters are actually real this time. Spoilers.
It looks like it. I mean, they showed them like, you know, front and center in that trailer.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. It's like a military unit this time. It felt like very Alien versus Predator, the movie.
Yeah.
Like I was like, cool, we got a team. We're headed down to this thing, and oh, we're fucked.
That's like every SCP story setup.
I mean, it's interesting because I've noticed Bandai Namco is really leaning on marketing, like implying or just straight up saying it's real this time, you guys. So it's like they're really kind of honing in on that criticism.
Yeah, it seemed like I don't know, there was some like upgraded version of that Wendigo creature or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of
demon-looking
comparisons to the Wendigo, which I mean, rest in peace, Hannah. I loved the Wendigos in Until Dawn.
It seems like this time they're not really leaning into the celebrity angle, though. Usually, don't they have some big name or star or something attached to them?
Well, somebody clearly has not watched the classic film High School Musical. No,
you would be correct.
Yep. I feel like that formula, like this whole like just being picked off by monsters thing, that does work good for this whole choose your adventure type, gameplay. Just if you fuck up, oh, there goes that person, and then the story just keeps going.
Yeah, it's sort of a revival of choose your own adventure stuff.
Yeah.
Because adventure games have not been popular for a while, but every once in a while, for better or worse, someone sort of dips their toe in and says, well, what if we borrow some of these ideas from these classic genres and try to put a contemporary spin on them? And I'm hoping more people sort of pick up the torch and start exploring these areas more. There's that one game, oh man, it was getting some attention.
Famicom Detective Club?
No, 12 Minutes.
Fuck.
Which is the one where you've got, I guess it's being made by essentially one guy. And it's, there's a husband and wife in a room, and you've got an above view of the room, and then something happens, and they both die or something. And I'm probably messing up the synopsis here. But then he's stuck in a time loop, and you have to use your knowledge of the loop in order to subvert it to change the story.
Huh. I have not heard of that, but that sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, and I mean it's got enough attention and support behind it that like they've got James McAvoy and Willem Dafoe and Daisy Ridley doing voices in it. So I mean like there's some weight behind it.
There's also that game Backbone where you play as a raccoon detective.
See, that sounds good. I like raccoons.
It's like a dystopian noir adventure is the tagline for it. Looks pretty good.
I know that they're importing those Ace Attorney games that are taking place in like like feudal Japan. And I know that's not necessarily like an adventure game, but I get like there's sort of an overlap there for me at least. Okay, wait. Okay, we gotta cover this. We gotta cover this too. The Elden Ring trailer.
I'm kind of mad because that whole time I thought Elden Ring was like the Elder Scrolls sequel.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So then I was like,
Oh, no.
oh, this is Dark Souls. Oh shit. Like, yeah, I just didn't care either way because I don't, I don't care about either of this series. So just the whole time I was sitting there, I was like, oh, this isn't Elder Scrolls.
Damn, Bethesda.
I will say I'm the last person who should speak with any authority on Souls-like games because I haven't beaten one of them. I'm terrible and I have a low patience level, and one of these days I'm going to get through them. But maybe there's a lot here for people to be excited about that are fans of the genre, that are people who know it more intimately, that can see the details and the levels here that I'm not seeing. But to me, it just sort of looked like, all right, it's Dark Souls with a horse and really bad visual design.
Yeah, I mean, it is like an open world kind of thing going on. So that's gonna like switch up the whole like branching path that you would normally have in Dark Souls games.
And like, I'm hoping like somebody please correct me on this. I'm not trying to be snide about it. I'm really not. I want to know what it is I'm not getting about this because, even though I haven't beaten them, Bloodborne, Sekiro, those are gorgeous, amazing games that I just happen to be terrible at. But I'm not seeing what's amazing about this one other than it seems to be leaning more towards Dark Souls and has George R. R. Martin attached to it. Like, what am I not getting?
I don't think the graphics is the thing that everybody's pointing at going, holy shit, I don't think that's never their thing.
Well, no, I don't mean it has like amazing graphics.
Yeah.
But like the art direction is not appealing to me.
I was gonna say, like, I almost feel like, cause I'm like you, where I'm very selective on what like Souls games I like, or I guess FromSoftware games that I like. Like, I like Bloodborne, I like and Sekiro, but I would say that I like those, despite the fact that you would argue that every Souls game has the same plot beats and has the same tropes or whatever. I would say that I appreciated those more in like Bloodborne and Sekiro flavor. And I almost feel the same way with Elden Ring. Like I'm interested in the setting, despite the fact that the trailer like suspiciously has the same tropes and plot beats as every other Souls game. It's almost as if it's like it's like a sequel to an action movie, like oh god, people are gonna get mad at me for comparing this. It's almost like the Fast and Furious trailers or any trailer of some like action movie where it's like what to expect. It's like when you see Vin
beats,
Diesel
yeah.
like fucking flying out of a car. It's the same thing as seeing like a dark lady in a mask like doing ominous Latin shit. Like it's the same feeling. It's like, this is what I'm here for, baby.
Hey, the Elden Ring is about family.
The Elden Ring is about family. Sekiro was about like family for real though.
Those games had such strong art direction. They were very like they had a very established visual language to them. And this one just seems sort of like a hodgepodge. And I mean, it's hard to tell this stuff from one trailer. It could just be, extremely varied environments. But everywhere it seemed like, the saturation was cranked up and just...
Can I throw in another argument here?
Yes, yeah.
You were watching it, on a YouTube stream as well.
And I thought about that, like maybe it's just the fact that this is like a trailer being streamed over YouTube, and like the actual game will not look quite this way. And I'm gonna check it out. So, I'm not gonna just dismiss it out of hand because Miyazaki is one of the few designers out there who seems to sort of follow the auteur philosophy that Kojima did. That's kind of a rare breed these days.
Yeah, they're both.
They're very uncompromising in their visions.
Yeah, they I think TV Tropes calls it refuge and audacity. They're very like that, but at the same time, they're also very like derivative and structured with like their plot beats and tropes and whatnot. I keep using the word tropes. I'm sorry. I've been reading a lot of TV tropes lately, guys.
I've heard a lot of people compare Elden Ring to Berserk.
Yes, I've heard that too. Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine that it'll be just as fucking gruesome.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a bad thing, Like, all right,
no,
well,
not necessarily.
That kind of makes me want to play it more.
Yeah, no, but it's definitely something that'll, we'll get. I think we'll get the more information we'll get, the more that sort of subjectiveness will flesh out, or if we'll figure out if we actually like it or not. So we'll keep you posted.
So were there any other standout titles from the Summer Game Fest that caught your attention?
There was that one game that was like Shadow of the Colossus, but like you were like skating around. I think it was called Solar Ash. That looked pretty cool.
Yeah, that was interesting.
It was like tucked in there. Metal Slug Tactics. Fuck yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that
fucking
day one.
New Metal Slug game. Get out of here.
Yeah.
One that I wasn't too sure about the way they presented it. It's kind of that was sort of unique, but Sable is a game that I've actually been keeping an eye on for a while on Twitter. The developer's been posting updates and development shots of that for a while, and if you haven't seen it, it just seems like a very chill game. It's cell shaded, and you're in sort of this desert landscape on a sort of floating hover bike, and it's got a very unique visual tone to it. It seems very exploration heavy. And I don't know, it just seems like a very chill game with a very interesting visual language to it, and I'm interested to try it out. I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
Nope.
Well, that's that then.
I do know you're like a big Jurassic Park fan, and they got that new Jurassic World Evolution game coming out, Part 2.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah, oddly enough, I just sent that back to GameFly like last week, and I was telling you, I was like, yeah, that game was fun. I had a good Dino Park Tycoon experience with that.
Yeah, it's a fun time. I liked how much detail they put into the dinosaurs, but man, they did that game once before. It was called Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, and it was on PC and I think PS2
Xbox.
PS2 and Xbox. And
yeah, I missed that one, but
that is a much better game. You've got more freedom. It's more challenging. It doesn't hold your hand quite as much, and I mean, it's obviously not going to look as good as Evolution, but it's just a better game, I feel.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping with Evolution 2, they sort of address some of the problems that I had with the first one, because it didn't give you a lot of freedom. You were very locked into certain areas. You were put on so many guide rails in terms of what you could make and do with your own park that it never really felt like they let you off the leash, even when they did.
Yeah.
Though it was really cool that they got all the voice actors back. They've got an expansion pack called Return to Jurassic Park that's got like Sam Neill and Laura Dern and extra lines from Jeff Goldblum, and they're all doing the same thing, and you've got all the old style buildings and cars from the original movie. So, I'm hoping like this one will be a significant step up, and like it does seem like it's poised to sort of leapfrog off of Jurassic World Dominion when that comes out next year, because now they're starting their marketing cycle for that, and they're gonna have a trailer attached to the next Fast and the Furious movie,
Yeah.
which I'm not gonna go see that.
Nah.
No, I'm like that's probably I'll just wait for it to show up on YouTube. But that's its own thing there with the next Jurassic World movie. Did either of you see Fallen Kingdom?
Fuck no. Oh my god, the most exciting thing about me seeing Jurassic World 1 was the power going out in the theater. I'll be goddamned if I saw the second one.
Man, the first one, it's weird how analogous it seems to the Star Wars sequel films. Because the first Jurassic World, much like A Force Awakens, was sort of a retread of the first Jurassic Park, the original movie. It followed the same basic beats, but put a little bit of a spin on it and tried to take it in a new direction, right?
And it was also like acutely self-aware that it was derivative as well. So it was like, it's okay, guys, we can do this because we're aware that we're doing this.
Exactly. Like they're cracking jokes about how this is like the T-Rex sponsored by Verizon or whatever, right? And like that's like I don't know what the original line was, but they were making jokes like that where they're like, yeah, we're doing the old shtick, but with a wink, so it's okay. Like you said, yeah, exactly. And then the second movie comes in and just tries to do something completely different and alienated so many Jurassic Park fans because of it. But for different reasons than The Force Awakens. Like The Force Awakens, whether you love it or hate it, was trying to sort of deconstruct Star Wars in some ways,
Yeah.
And like you can make an argument for that. Fallen Kingdom was trying to be this weird hodgepodge of fan service and a horror movie. And like there was all this talk about how the end of the movie is supposed to be like a princess in the castle and a dragon is coming in. Like it got really weird and there was no logic to it and it's just a complete mess. So I'm fully expecting the next one to just be like, Rise of Skywalker, completely incomprehensible.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Bring it on.
Okay. So yeah, like going back to E3, is there still stuff that's like going on with E3? Like, or
it
is there
starts
stuff
tomorrow. I mean, it's I don't really like. I know that they have certain announcements to make, but I don't know exactly the specifics.
Sony is not going to be there, right?
Yeah, neither is Konami.
Right, Konami's not going to be there.
Neither is Kojima.
Neither is Kojima. Neither is Sony. Well, I don't know about Kojima. I mean, it's not entirely clear if he is, how independent he is from Sony. Now, that Death Stranding trailer had that PlayStation Family Studios logo at the beginning. I don't know if you caught that.
Yep.
Which seems to suggest that he's completely under their umbrella now, but I don't know. I mean, they did say that they were going to, weeks away from a reveal of what the director's cut was going to be. But yeah, Sony's not going to be there as far as I know. Definitely not Konami. What about Nintendo, though? They're going to be there, right?
Yeah, God, this is bad, but I keep forgetting Nintendo has like a thing. Definitely gonna talk about the next like fighter and the Fighter Pack 2. I don't even remember what the last fighter was, but I do remember Sephiroth, so that's cool.
It was the twins, wasn't it? Or the two characters? I don't know. I never played
something like that. Yeah.
Blade or whatever. I probably should.
Yeah. Probably I'm hoping for more like Metroid Prime footage.
Any Metroid Prime footage?
I mean,
they haven't shown anything.
All right, so yeah, I got it pulled up. So we have tomorrow. It's like Ubisoft and pre-show and Gearbox, and then on Sunday it's Xbox, Bethesda, Square Enix, PC gaming show, feature game show, Warner Brothers. And Monday, indie and television, Capcom.
And television.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Probably Tommy Tallarico. Oh no, you heard me say his name. They'll probably add us. Let's see. And then Tuesday it's Bandai Namco. Nintendo Direct is on Tuesday. Eureka
Breath of the Wild
and,
2.
award show.
I can dream.
All right, I gotta block my calendar.
I would like to see Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. It's not going to happen, but I would like it.
I think we could get a trailer for that, maybe. Or like a slight tease since what is it? What's this shit called? Intermission? Intergrade?
Intergrade.
What's that shit called?
Yeah, Final Fantasy has now picked up, the Kingdom Hearts style of titling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know how it is, I guess.
Final Fantasy VII Dream Drop Distance HD Remix.
1.5.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Which I still haven't gotten that. I'm a little upset at that game because I wanted to pick it up for PS5 and get the physical edition, and then I found out that the DLC is not on the disc. It is just
it's on
code.
like a code.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
What's the point? Because the PS4 version, which I've got the deluxe edition of that, like the physical one, I get a free upgrade to the PS5 version just by having that. So without the DLC on the disc, why even bother buying another copy?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's more for people that just haven't played it, I guess, or people that buy multiple copies of shit, so.
I guess. It's just
it's
bad
kind
for
of a hot
preservation
mess.
purposes.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain that's to prevent like secondhand sales, and it's also to accommodate the customers that bought like the digital edition only. But
yeah, I could call them the secondhand sales. Yeah, they want to lock it down per account.
But yeah, it's like you said, it's very worrisome from a preservation standpoint. And I heard it was kind of a mess. God, I think it was kind of a mess to transfer like some save for Integrate or whatever. I was like warning you about it.
I've heard people make transferring jokes. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I saw an article on it. Yeah, just how to transfer your. It's just like, oh, this shouldn't have to have an article about
Step
it.
1, take a mathematics class.
It's kind of funny seeing like people in comments like, oh, well, there's a workaround, you can do it. And it's like, okay, like user experience is kind of part of my job. And it's like, these people aren't getting it. It's like, you can get that shit done, but can like Billy get like in fucking 6th grade get that shit done? I don't know.
I mean, if you need any sort of indication on Square Enix's ability to provide a good user experience, just look at the management system for accounts on Final Fantasy XIV.
I knew you were going to bring up Mog Station. And yes, it is a hot-ass mess.
Oh, well, we bought, we've been trying to like consolidate the accounts and have everything that we own available on console and on PC, so if we want to hop around, we can, right? And and if you're not a fan of these games, here's what's kind of annoying about it. Final Fantasy XIV is a lot of fun, okay? And I am somebody who does not like MMOs, but I really had a great time with this. But the game and the expansions, even though you're paying a monthly fee to play the game, you have to have the core game purchased on each platform individually, along with any expansions. So that means if you want to if you've been playing on, let's say, PC, and you've got the core game and 2 expansions, and you want to go play it over on PS4, you have to buy the core game and those subsequent expansions. So
the expansions are registered to your account. It's like
right,
as a
they are per
thing.
platform. Yeah. So
I can understand the core game part, but that part is weak. Like
it's so annoying.
Especially when you have so many expansions.
But here's the terrible part. At one point, a long time ago, we had tried 14, and for some reason, it just didn't click with us. My wife and I. And she had made a 14 account to try out the trial or something, right? Played it for a little bit on PS4, and then just kind of moved on. Right? Was like, whatever, didn't care. And it wasn't until years later that we got back into it. But because of the way their system is set up, that old account is linked to her PSN account. So when we bought a copy of the game for PS4, because I got it for like $5, right? so that she could play on the console. When we did that, it linked it to her old Square Enix account that she didn't use anymore.
Oh.
And now there's no way to unlink it. So it's impossible, unless she makes a brand new PSN account and buys another copy of the game, it is impossible for her to cross-play with her own main account. That's how much of a mess this system is.
It sucks.
Yeah, there's probably, and knowing like what my experience with some of these services is, there's probably, like you guys said, some way that they're trying to prevent or trying to get additional sales, but I don't want to misappropriate like malice where there might be stupidity. And what I mean by that is there's probably also some like programmatic logistical reason that they can't do it.
Yeah,
because
we got a hold of them and
who gives a fuck? Just put it in the backlog. Like, this just gives us more money.
And we got a hold of them and they're like, sorry. So, and like, I don't even care about losing, like, I'll buy another copy of the game, but let us link the right account, please. But anyway,
well,
rant over.
Speaking of single player series getting like quirky multiplayer components.
Oh, that's a segue.
There is a new patch for MGO2. What in the fuck?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. So see, okay, I have a history with criticism of Save MGO and the team that brought back Metal Gear Online 2. I mean, we have talked about this. We had a whole episode where I complained about this.
I bought a PlayStation 3 to make you ironically play MGO2.
And it worked. And it's been a lot of fun. And I need to get back on because I haven't been playing much lately.
All of us haven't, so...
That's
not the game's fault.
These crazy sons of bitches got 2 additional maps into the game that were planned but never added. Desert Duel and Lethal Leviathan. Which, if you don't know what those are, Desert Duel is the other main stretch in the Middle East in MGS4 where it's essentially from where you start out in the game up to where you get the Mark II. And Lethal Leviathan, which this is the big one, is Outer Haven, which is just seems like a fantastic multiplayer map, right?
Yeah.
And they are polished. Like, they've got ladders and ledges and crawl spaces, and my mind is blown that they have pulled this off. Like, this is phenomenal. Like, I'm still mad you've added baseball caps and other stuff like that to remove.
Look, man, Tom Olsen is a fan of the New York Mets. There's a Mets hat in there now. Like,
I thought it was a Yankees cap.
Oh wait, no, you're right. It's the Yankees cap. Never mind. Fuck.
Put in a Mets cap.
Had a Mets hat. Yeah.
Put in a Mets hat for Olsen. Actually, it would be really cool if they did put like a shirt with like the Tom Olsen avatar. How much money do I have to bribe? How much money do I have to give to Jen Snake to make that happen? Somebody answer in the comments. Just kidding.
That would be pretty cool to see that.
I'll slip you a Hamilton times 20 if you put Tom Olsen in your game.
Put like Tom Olsen graffiti, like Tom Olsen is watching you.
Man.
His name, or some Fight Club shit. Like his name was Thomas Olsen.
Tomothy, yeah.
His name was Timothy Olsen.
Man, I mean, they were doing some interesting stuff in the game too. Obviously, they've got. I don't know if they put out a trailer for this new patch that they've made, and in the trailer, they've clearly gotten control of the camera in the game, and they were flying it around in places you couldn't normally get. So they've essentially got free cam working. So, there's a lot you can do with a free cam in these games, as I have learned over the past couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, there's a little bit of potential there. And I know we're gonna have a few. I know I just talked about, hey, let's leave some things to the imagination for our listeners. but I know we're gonna have a few folks on later that have been doing some very similar things with modding, so I'm very excited about that. But yeah, no, it's really fucking cool what they're doing with MGO, and I don't know the next time when I'm gonna be able to play it because World of Warcraft has taken over my life somehow once again. But yeah, it's really exciting.
This would be another reason if anyone listening hasn't joined the Discord server yet to hop in, because I would like to organize at some point a community MGO night or nights at some point for everybody who's got a PS3 and the means to get into the game, which it doesn't require a lot to get going, so long as you've got the system. To get in there, join the community, and let's see if we can get a game going. Because if you've never played Metal Gear Online 2, or even if you have, then one of the defining characteristics of this game is that it really encourages team gameplay. And no two games are ever alike. Now, there's a very competitive part of the community of people who play MGO regularly that can be kind of off-putting if you're especially if you're new.
Yeah, it's
I'm being kind here.
It's a learning curve.
It is. But if you've got a group of friends together, just people who want a casual session, this is one of the most fun games you will ever play. It's hilarious from beginning to end because of just how much sheer variety they have packed into this. And now that there are 2 new maps, are you kidding me? It's gonna be a riot. So get on in if you got a PS3 and you wanna play sometime.
Yeah, we need to figure that out. I need an excuse to get off of the World of Warcraft. And I'm hoping that we can do a lot more like organizational stuff, because I know there's some stuff that like you and I, Nitroid, wanted to play together.
Oh, right.
Like fucking like we still haven't played Phasmophobia.
Yeah, and we need to have more game nights like that. I mean, this is a good topic, honestly, to sort of close on for the night, which is, we've been running this podcast for about a year now. And it's been going really well, and we've sort of established what our tone is and what sort of things we want to cover, and it's been wild, some of the guests we've been able to get on. I still can't believe Tommy Earl Jenkins came on. That blows my mind. Like I'm never gonna get over that. But
yeah, it was a crazy night.
Yeah, that was. And I would like to start expanding and doing some other things, and whether that's through streaming or community game nights or anything else along those lines, something that we can really start, interacting more with the fan community. I think that would be really great. And I don't know what you guys have in mind, but to anybody who's listening, if you've got suggestions for things you'd like us to do, please, throw them in the comments or send us a tweet or something. Let us know what you'd like to see. What things you'd like us to cover, or any areas you think we should be exploring.
I think I want to see more of those like technical MGS2 streams personally. That was fucking cool.
That was a lot of fun. And I want to do stuff like that more. I still haven't done a stream on the document of Metal Gear Solid 2, and I would really like to at some point, because even for people who have had access to it, I think there's a lot of information tucked into that isn't very obvious on the surface. There are some bits of data and media that you can only get through cross-linking bits in certain menus. Like, you have to go to one menu and it'll have a link in another menu that takes you to something that you couldn't get to anywhere else, and just little things like that. Almost Easter eggs. So I'd like to go deeper into that and show off some of the things they've thrown in. Like, there are photos of Kojima and his team visiting a nuclear energy facility, which is pretty darn cool.
Yeah, it was cool, that tweet you posted when they were doing that like the clearing training and stuff.
Yeah, that's
actual combat stuff.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. And it just looks like they were having so much fun. And then, they've done that since then, almost with every Metal Gear. I think in 3, was it? I can't remember if it was 3 or 4 that they they've got that photo of Kojima holding an AK and he's all decked out in fatigues.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
Like that's a great photo. But yeah, stuff like that. Just it would be a lot of fun to dive deeper into that. There is also content out there for the other games, for MGS 3 and 4, just not quite like that. There's nothing quite like the document of MGS 2, but there is information out there on the development of the later games that just isn't, quite as accessible. So maybe someday I'll get into that too.
But yeah, no, to that point, I would be very interested in that. If you want a co-commentator, I would be more than happy to join you.
Absolutely.
My shit that's going on. So like I said, the Burning Crusade expansion has kind of like screwed me over as far as like streaming is concerned right now. But for the most part, that's like front end work. I'm hoping that I can get back into doing my routine, which was just like Metal Gear and Resident Evil streams for the most part. I love fucking around in VR missions. I love showing people content from that game, which I was planning to do before TBC happened. So that should be on the horizon, and I'm really sorry that I haven't been as active as I usually am on the internet.
And I'm still in a cast, so everything sucks and it hurts to do most things that I normally enjoy. So I'll get back to doing stuff later too.
Thoughts and prayers to fingers.
Thoughts and prayers.
Somehow I got through Resident Evil Village by like overarching my fingers. Yeah.
Dude, I was about to say, think about like everything Ethan Winters and his hand went through.
I was feeling the pain that he was playing that game. I had to I've got this like palm guard here that like makes me extend my fingers 2 more inches to play. It sucks.
Dude, just pour a bottle of some
Jesus.
questionable liquid on it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of questionable. Like in the middle, like this unsanitary village where like everybody's dead. He just fucking throws.
Bottle doesn't
random
even have a lid on it.
liquid.
And he's just pours it on.
That's very on brand for Ethan.
Yeah,
I bet it's made by Umbrella.
wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, this has kind of been a catch-up week. Sort of, just I don't know. It's hard to say where anything's going to go right now. We are right in the middle of the sort of gaming news event cycle, right? And so we've only got like half of a picture at the moment. A bunch of trailers, but not a lot of concrete information, especially when it comes to Death Stranding. The only thing that trailer really told us is that he's adding indoor environments. It's considered a director's cut, and Metal Gear exists.